Hey, it's D. It's a brand new episode coming right for you, right on the FTO network. Enjoy.
Welcome to episode 14 of Table Cheese, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, podcaster extraordinaire, Anton Sixxx of the Chessy Controller podcast. Joining me as always, head, CEO, president, founder of FTO Network, D. Murray.
How's it going, everybody? D here is finally inside of the building. I should get an applause, even like sound effect for this. We gotta get like a soundboard, like get those clapping going. It is good to be here for episode 14. This is no, it's not the last episode of the year. It's not. We got one more for a year, don't we? Mm-hmm. One more episode for the year. Ooh,
see,
15.
We could do 2. I'm down.
We could. You got to get 16 episodes like in like the 2020 span, and then 2023 is coming right around the corner. We got like so much to talk about this week, man. Oh my goodness. I don't have my list in front of me. You got the list.
Yeah, I got the list. And like 2022 has been a great year for gaming, but like the thing is, normally post Black Friday, post holiday shopping season, it's dead. Like nothing's happening. You either bought a bunch of games and you're playing a bunch, or like you're waiting for Christmas to get games, and like
that's not the case this year.
No,
that's not the case this
not
year.
At all.
No.
They were like, let's hit the gas. Like,
you just told me about a game a couple of days ago. Like you are so pumped about. What? Yeah. What is that? What is that game that's been whispering in your ear?
Final Fantasy.
There it is.
Final Fantasy. Okay, Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Crisis Core is a game like D. I know you're still relatively new to the Anton Sixxx lore, but it was the game. Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII was the game that was the reason that I got a PSP in 9th grade. Because I saw, like, I didn't know about base Final Fantasy VII originally. I saw the E3 tech demo from, like, 2008 of Final Fantasy VII Remake. And I was like, holy shit, this looks cool as hell. And then Jalen had the special edition DVD for Advent Children, like the original, which I have a copy of. Let me not get into the shelf, because this will be a whole stack of shit just talking about Final Fantasy VII. So,
like, many people have like their first experience, like me being like, you know, the seasoned person I am in my 40s now. It was Final Fantasy either 6 or 4 where a lot of people started out. There were like more people getting more into like from Final Fantasy 7, but like to hear like that's like your intro into Final Fantasy, and you've been going all legs running after that. That's pretty cool, man.
4 was the first Final Fantasy I played.
There it is.
But like I didn't grasp 4. Like 4 was a little bit too advanced of an RPG for however old. I was playing on a Game Boy Advanced SP, so I had to have been in like elementary school, and 4 was a little bit, over my head.
Sometimes, man, yeah.
Like that was around the time I started hearing the term JRPG, and like Pokemon was like my number one thing, and it was like, okay, Pokemon's a JRPG. Final Fantasy is another big name in JRPGs. I'm going to try out this Final Fantasy thing. And, like, man, the amount of weird, obscure JRPGs that I've just dipped my toe into over the years and just been like, nah, this ain't it.
They came out of woodworking that time, too. Like, when that Final Fantasy 7, like, all the other Final Fantasy came after that, everyone was trying to copy that same kind of, like, you know, that same kind of flavor, like that Final Fantasy Square Enix at the time, or Squaresoft at the time, was putting out there. And it brought a lot of games out. Like me, as I talk about a lot, Legend of Dragoon was a game for me that I went to quite often. I know Valkyrie Profile isn't exactly a JRPG, but like it was in that same wheelhouse for me.
It's a JRPG.
You would consider it? Okay, all right. And like, you know, and again, I know Legacy of Kain is really in that wheelhouse. Like it does have that same kind of vibe, more of a Dante.
Have you seen that Embracer Group bought some of the studios from Square Enix and is talking about bringing back Legacy of Kain? There was like a survey they put out, and they're like, "What would you think if we brought back Legacy of Kain?" You know, just like,
hell yeah, bring back Legacy of Kain. Ooh, oh my goodness, yes. You played. I'm sure you played it, right? You played Legacy of Kain, haven't you?
Nope.
What?
I've heard about it. Is it on Steam?
You gotta get that on the shirt. You gotta get that on the shirt.
No, my real shirt is it on PS5?
That makes more sense for Anton. Yeah, definitely. But I'm not sure if it's on Steam yet. If it is on Steam, I'd definitely say pick it up. Check it out. 2023, that's going to be on my list also. Since we're talking about games, JRPGs, and what is 2022 bringing to us at the end of the year. Steam has to be on the top of the list. I got to get one of those decks. That's high on the list. I got to be playing this game. I heard you talking about on Chessy Controller that you guys that this new Final Fantasy game is going to be on Steam, right? It's going to be being able to play on the Steam Deck. Or am I wrong about this?
No, 16 you won't be able to. You can play 1 through 14, except maybe 11. Well, no, 1 through 15, except maybe 11, on a Steam Deck right now. I have 1 through 7 on here, and 14 and 13. So I just don't have 15 and 8 through 10.
Good. It's a good time spender, regardless.
Oh yeah,
get on, play some games, have some fun. And I know you talk about Monster Hunter. Also, you sent me a little dookie doo about that recently as well.
I gotta go on these two. we can't just speed past Crisis Core Reunion. I gotta count down on my phone for this shit. Hold on.
I'll do it.
Because I have been yelling on the internet that this game needs to no longer be trapped on PSP for years. I was like, this is a great game. It's just stuck on PSP. And so, you could play it in a PSP emulator if you feel like doing that. But that, they weren't going to be able to recapture. I got 7 days, 2 hours, and 48 minutes from recording until I am playing this game. So
that's your countdown, huh? Surprised you haven't been broadcasting that on Instagram. It's on your story. That's hilarious. Are you ever gonna get bigger into the playing games on Twitch? Is that gonna be your next step?
I mean, I've played games on Twitch. Monster Hunter is a really good game. So Rise, I could see being, but 14's not a really good Twitch game. For a small audience, with larger audiences, I've seen it work, but just especially with the way that I typically stream PlayStation games, Monster Hunter is the best for that.
There you go. Right on.
But yeah, so Crisis Core Final Fantasy Reunion coming to Steam. So I have it wish listed in a bunch of places, but I have it pre-ordered, the Digital Deluxe Edition on PS5, ready to go. It is counting down. It will preload in 5 days, and
this dude is ready. Dude is ready.
All systems have been go for this game since they announced it. I was like, wait a minute, because with the Crisis Core, there's this Ever Crisis thing. Not Ever Crisis. That's a different thing. Whatever. There's a mobile Final Fantasy thing that's going to cover the entire everything of Final Fantasy VII. So it's going to probably have playable Advent Children. It's going to have it's a mix of 7 Remake because it is really weird.
It's an alternate kind of universe too, isn't it? In a way, right?
Well, yeah. Remake is, man.
That's not a trailer for it. It had Sephiroth, it had Tifa. Not Tifa, it had what the hell's her name? The flower girl. Had her attached to it inside the trailer? Yes.
Well, yeah, all of those were in Remake, which I beat this year, but the implications of Remake and the Intergrade DLC, and with Crisis Core coming out, all they have to do is literally a 2-second clip of the logo of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and man.
No, that's it. You're right. That's it. It's a game changer. It's they really are keeping this franchise going. Like after 20 some plus years later, they still got this one particular Final Fantasy franchise is going strong, and it gets stronger almost every year. It seems, even like from like the Lou Tifa bus that recently came out that fans went crazy for. You know what I'm talking about? And like with the Final
Her doing
Fantasy
the
like
Jacko
remake.
pose.
Hey, you know what? I can't be mad at that. I just can't. And then they the same company, the same thing would earn of Attack on Titan. Like I can't be mad at that. I just can't because like
Right, I
these things
mean,
are.
it has an audience. Obviously, they wouldn't be selling it if people weren't buying it.
Agreed. Agreed. And like Final Fantasy, like this branch of Final Fantasy is really starting to take off. Is there a sub name for like the cloud area, like the
That's
cloud Final Fantasy? Does it have like a name for itself?
it's technically like the saga of Final Fantasy VII, but like if you just say the Final Fantasy VII like umbrella, because
Okay.
all of this falls under the Final Fantasy VII umbrella. All this stuff
Okay.
like, and even that has become its own branch of Final
Yeah,
Fantasy because
it has.
with like Crisis Core and Dirge of Cerberus and Advent Children back in the day, and now with the remake and Crisis Core Reunion, and then
Exactly.
Rebirth coming next year, and they've already announced that it's going to be a trilogy for the remake. So this is a whole nother branch of Final Fantasy that has sprouted out, and
From that original series. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, from that game, because that game was like a cultural phenomenon. Like I was
Nothing like it.
3, so I couldn't really, you know.
Because most of us had Final Fantasy Tactics when before that game came out, and like we played Tactics like crazy. That was a go to for any kind of JRPG games. Like was Final Fantasy Tactics. Then like the revolutionary SquareSoft game, Final Fantasy VII came out, and like that's all anyone would talk about. That's all
Yep,
like
that was
any kind of
before
game was
Square and
compared to.
Enix merged.
Yeah, exactly. So like it was revolutionary. It's like it's how a lot of us see Elden Rings today. Like in like if you guys like know about Elden Rings, if you guys been playing Elden Ring, like you know what we're talking about. It has a persona of its own that is changing the community of gaming in its field. Like if
Well,
there's
Elden Ring falls under FromSoft
dark
games.
the dark souls and whatnot.
At this
Yeah.
point, like we got to put respect. It is From Software. Like it's not the Dark Souls, it's not the Elden Ring, it's From Software.
All right.
Miyazaki is out here in these streets cranking out these games. But
If I ride you about Insomniac making the Marvel Spider-Man game, like you damn well can throw the same thing at me from Soul. So like you're absolutely correct. Like these are from Soul games. You're
From
100% accurate.
Software, not From Souls, From Software.
I get it right.
But yeah, so the second game, I gotta like, they did it. They fucking did it. Capcom's being greedy, and I love it. Monster Hunter Rise is coming to the PlayStation 5.
You literally blew up my phone when you gave me this news.
Dog.
Like my phone was going nuts on there.
You should have seen the Monster Hunter channel in the Discord, because it was like one guy tweeted it, and we're like, that'd be a really fucking good idea. I hope they do that, and this guy's right. Guy was right. 100% out the gate. 4K 60. Let's go. I care not. I didn't want to restart it on Steam. I was holding out. But Monster Hunter Rise, I get to play Monster Hunter Rise with my friends all over again. Like, it'd be cool if I could bring my save. Yes. It'd be awesome if they had crossplay. Yes. All these things, like, I'm fully aware of. But Monster Hunter Rise was Game of the Year for me the year it came out. And so down, it's more Monster Hunter. Like, we gotta wait for Monster Hunter 6 or World 2 or whatever, Monster Hunter Paradise, like whatever the next Monster Hunter is, we're gonna have to wait for that. What's a great stopgap? Let me Platinum Rise. Yeah, like one of my rarest platinum trophies is platinuming Monster Hunter World. Because like that game was a huge success, so a bunch of people have played it, but not a bunch of people have platinumed it. Like it was serious. I have an app on my phone that is a Monster Hunter companion app that I have to use to track the size of monsters I'm hunting towards trophies. It's yeah, I am.
You see, the good part about this also is like the fact that you're gonna get like a whole group of new gamers this year. And like that's one of my favorite thing about the holiday season. Like you got Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, you got the solstice and Christmas. All those holidays, people get like gifts, and usually people get games. And like have like a game like this come out towards like this time of the year. All of them playing new games. You have like a whole slew of new people to play these games with, and like that's a fun script. Like myself included, I'm still itching to get myself a Steam Deck, man. I gotta do it. I already signed myself on the Steam. Like the FTL Nerd Talk account is set up on there. So once I get the deck, I'm gonna be rocking out those games. I gotta be better at this podcast in particular.
So I don't know if you're lucky. Like I know some people who are like inherently lucky. Steam, if you watch the Game Awards Thursday night through Steam, they are giving away one of the highest tier Steam Decks every minute.
Hello. This Thursday.
Yes, but you had to have made a purchase within the last year on Steam.
I'm pretty sure there's an amount for that purchase too. But you know what? That's not a bad get. It's not a bad get at all. It's not a bad get.
If I win, there'll be a Steam Deck for sale.
Oh, for sale? I'm going to do a giveaway? No? I'm joking.
Oh, man, I'll hook you up before.
You know what? I will appreciate that. 100%. Most definitely. Like, I might have to watch it. I might have to broadcast it to just put it out there into the ether to get people to watch it. Like, we need to get more people with Steam Decks in their hands, for sure.
Yeah, that was the thing. Steam's like, okay, if you live in the U.S. and you watch the Game Awards through our client, like, giving us, like, web traffic on, like, this night where everybody's going to be on the internet, yeah. I'm going to have, like, 6 windows up at all times. I got to be in the Discord. I got to be on like 2 different streams. Yeah.
You get it, man.
Got to be trying to win this Steam Deck. Like, it's going to be full gamer optimization mode the night of the Game Awards. Because the Game Awards is already so hype. Like, Jeff Keighley is great at bringing the hype. So
to pause for a second, to talk about the Game Awards. I know we're on Monster Hunter, but there are a lot of Game Awards out there every year, and there are a lot to watch. What is your main go-to for watching Game Awards?
Well, so the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley, like this guy Jeff Keighley used to work with the ESA to do E3. E3 started crumbling and collapsing in on itself. He hopped off the train. 2020 hits, COVID hits. He's like, hey, fuck it. Game people still got trailers. I'm going to do Summer Game Fest. And then like E3 was out for like 2 years and it was just him. And so he's been doing Summer Game Fest, but the way most people know him is he hosts the Game Awards. Used to be known as VGAs, the Video Game Awards.
Right.
Like back on Spike TV. Like
I remember that, yeah.
Right. So this is the same guy who so Thursday is the Game Awards. His thing, like the big thing is this Thursday. I remember it was a few years ago and Smash Bros came out the same night as the Game Awards. It was like the Game Awards are happening and they dropped the first DLC trailer. They showed Joker from Persona 5 in Smash Bros. Like not even as an end stinger.
That trended. Yeah,
dude,
I remember
man,
that.
Huge moment. Like one of the biggest, most hype. Like it was like because it was like Persona something, and we're like, okay, cool. Whatever Persona's given, we're taking. And then it's like flip the Smash envelope, and I was in a Discord call, and the eruption of like, holy shit.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And so, Game Awards this year, we got... we got a lot.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I gotta check this out this year. Definitely. I gotta get more immersed.
Thursday night, I have a co-stream thing. I have like a badge from like I registered for the co-stream last year and got a badge and like stream overlay thing, and so I registered as like a co-streamer for this year. So depending on what time, because I think it starts at like 7.
That's not a bad get, man. Like right on.
Yeah, I gotta just figure out getting home.
So like that's cool. That's really cool. Like so you are gonna be playing Monster Hunter again with
Yes.
your buddies.
Yep.
That's also badass. Like
Because
and we got the
like
Game Awards coming out soon too.
World came out on PS4, and then I proceeded to play a bunch of World on PC. Just because like it ran better, it had higher frame rates, but like this is coming out the gate 4K 60, and like
Yeah.
it launched on Switch where it's 30 frames per second, and it looks better than any Switch game has any right to look. And then the problem is on Steam, I don't have the people, and like Rise isn't to the point that like it's a single player thing yet. Like World was a lot better at being a single player game, even though that's not what you come to Monster Hunter for. You come to Monster Hunter for like 4-player multiplayer, but World was a better game to play single player, in my opinion, than Rise has been on PC.
You mentioned that a lot. You mentioned like you like playing like it by yourself every so often. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I prefer playing with friends, but like none of the people that I hunt with on a regular basis, like we were all on World on PS4 into Iceborne, then we came over to Switch, and then we did Generations Ultimate together on Switch,
Gotcha.
and then we did Rise and Sunbreak together on Switch, and now we're about to do it all over again on PlayStation because it's just
Hearing you
like
talk about this, I got to get this game for my kids. Like I think all three of my kids, they range from 5 to 11. I think they all get a kick out of Monster Hunter. Definitely.
it's really complicated for kids because I tried getting into Monster Hunter in middle school. I had there was this digital PlayStation magazine on PS3 called Core, like Qore, and in that they were like Monster Hunter is this huge thing in Japan. So I went to GameStop and I got Monster Hunter Freedom Unite on PSP, and I was like, why is this the biggest game? I don't get it.
Play with them, it sounds like I gotta play with them, get them in the mode. So like the TVs can be occupied with Monster Hunter for a good bit in 2023. So you've been talking about this all year. That's definitely gonna be the game I get my kids because it can't be Elden Ring. So it's not gonna happen. No.
Hey, if you get a PS4 and you want to play Rise, like hop in. Because PS4 and PS5 can play together. So we can have you in the party. We can have you... Yeah. If you can come across a PS4 on the low, there is just a crazy library. The fact that games... You can go pick up a PS4 right now and play God of War Ragnarok on it. It might sound like a jet taking off, but yeah.
Like that meme that's been trending. Right on, that's cool.
I literally had a PS5 that would like heat, not a PS5, a PS4 that would like heat a room.
All right.
I
remember those days. My PS3, I remember that. I had like a little small box of a room, and that would happen every time. Couldn't watch any of my DVDs because it got so hot. I remember those days. Those were not good times.
But yeah, so that's my pro tip advice right now is, especially if you're looking for like holiday deals, see if you can come across a PS4 Pro in good condition and you can play. And the great thing is a lot of these cross-gen games that have multiplayer. So Rise, if you were to play Rise on PS4, you could play with us on PS5.
Nice.
No issues.
Even better.
And like all these games that I'm super excited for that are coming up, and like even Ragnarok cross-gen, Gran Turismo cross-gen, Horizon cross-gen. Like the only things that aren't cross-gen are like Ratchet and Returnal. Like Miles Morales cross-gen.
Really?
Yeah.
That's not bad. Good.
The night before I could go to GameStop in the morning, I was playing Miles Morales on my PS4, waiting to go get my PS5.
That's awesome. Man, you look like your life. My goodness, you look like your life.
Yeah,
right
man.
on.
It's my favorite thing. So, I guess I just got to go in order at this point.
I'm here for it. What's next?
Gundam Evolution. Free to play Gundam Overwatch hero shooter clone that is super free to play. So, game comes out the other night. Like, it's been out on Steam for a little while. Like, people have been able to play this game before, but it hit consoles the other night. I see it, like, on my timeline. I'm just scrolling. I get, like, Gamatsu tweets and, like, different, like, gaming news sources, and they're like, hey, Gundam Evolution, here's the link, free to play PlayStation. Cool. Hop on Gundam Evolution. Or, I don't even hop on Gundam Evolution that first night. I have no idea what I was doing. But, the second night, I get online and I see all my friends are on Gundam Evolution. And, like, because I had already downloaded it, I was like, okay, I hop in, I'm doing the tutorial. Everybody else is like, yeah, it's ready to play, but the download's still going. So, like, now a game will download a certain package that you can open and do certain things, especially these live service games. Like, on the episode of Chessy Controller that's going to drop sometime between recording this and this dropping, Chris was complaining about it because Chris doesn't play a lot of live service games. And I'm like, yeah, this is just kind of standard fare. Like, when I'm downloading Fortnite and Apex and Overwatch and, like, all of these live service shooters that I'm playing on a regular basis.
But it's a Gundam.
Huh?
But it's a Gundam game, right?
Yeah.
Like, you're in a mech.
Yeah, I'm straight up, like, Zaku units are out here being pains in the ass. Like, it's straight up, it's like Bandai Namco licensed Gundam-ass Gundam. But it's a hero shooter. So, like,
I'm processing this.
Yeah.
Has this been done before? No, like, we had that one game with the jetpacks and, like, the mechs that you can jump into. It's getting
there are
Titanfall.
A lot of straight up licensed Gundam games of varying quality throughout the years. Like, I remember I had Dynasty Warriors Gundam 2 on PS3 back in the day.
Okay.
So, like, straight up licensed Gundam-ass Gundam games have been, like, the thing is, I'm, like, super into anime, but, like, a lot of those older properties I haven't necessarily had the time to sit and resonate with in the way I have with, like, a lot of the more modern shonen stuff that I'm, like, consuming more regularly. Like, so I have my attachment to that stuff, but I've also been gaining an appreciation for older stuff. And so I'm playing this Gundam game with some of my friends, and I'm like, I have zero affinity for Gundam. This game looks like shit because it's, like, free to play. It is straight up Unreal Asset Store. Like, this could be a mobile game, zero problem, zero question to ask.
Okay.
So, I got my daily login bonuses. The game from this year that I would liken it to the most is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, which was, like, a mobile game that came to consoles. So it has all the free-to-play trappings. It has 3 different kinds of currency. It has loot boxes. It has, like, tickets that let you open loot boxes for free. It has daily login bonuses, daily missions, daily, like, weekly stuff.
Like, sounded like a straight-up mobile game, yeah.
Yeah, straight up. But it's fun. Like, at the heart of it, at the very core, because a lot of it's straight up, like, I've got Gundam Exia, and Gundam Exia has, like, a Doomfist-style charge and, like, Genji primary fire straight up from Overwatch. It's like, this is the exact same gauge, doing the exact same move, in the exact same, because it's a first-person game. So
I gotta check out this trailer
just
now.
Picture Overwatch, but instead of the cast of Overwatch, it's just Gundams.
See, like, and, like, when you said that, that's why I was, like, so quiet. I was processing, like, that's, like, why did that sound so awesome? My goodness, dude.
Do you have any affinity for Gundam? Because, like, I have the things I know about Gundam that I can tell you right now as a 28-year-old. There's a Gundam in a harbor in Japan that conspiracy theory, that's straight up like, them flexing. They were like, we have a giant robot right now.
We can do this. I saw Yaya Han, like, the cosplayer. I heard something she recently went to go visit that thing, and, like, it was wow,
Yeah,
enormous. It was
that is
gorgeous.
on bucket list. Of get a picture of me standing in front of that Gundam.
Agreed. Like lift his foot so he can like pretend to squish me. I'm so here for it. Oh yeah. I loved them aesthetically. Story wise, a bit dry. It feels like a German poetry, like watching the story. But
Right.
aesthetically,
It's European style war drama
yeah,
shit that
yeah.
I'm like, but it's giant robots in space, so that sounds.
I know. I know. That's my thing too, man. Like, how do
So
you like it's this robots fighting in space? Like, it's kind of hard to look
right,
past
all
that.
the
But
shit
like,
I'm seeing in the game, I'm like, this is new Gundam looks cool as fuck. Unicorn Gundam looks cool as fuck. Gundam Exia
yeah,
look cool as fuck. And I know jack shit about any of these dudes. These are just some cool looking ass robots.
just like my little 8-year-old eyes are just beeping at this, man. It was gorgeous. So I'm right there with you. You know, I'm glad like you agree with me about those stories. They are a lot to soak in, man. They are a
Well,
lot to
yeah.
soak in.
So there was like the newest Gundam thing. Well, the second to the newest. I need to get Crunchyroll for this Little Witch from Mercury shit.
Okay.
And apparently, it's like standalone Gundam. It's all really good, high quality animation. Like, so apparently that is the thing to watch right now, Gundam. But
Gotcha.
there is a movie that is on Netflix that has. So supposedly they have Gundam like part 1, 2, and 3 on Netflix condensed down to be easier to watch. But
Okay.
I don't know. That shit, I'm like, yo, this is from like the 80s, man. Like, I don't
And like
know.
it's an 80s anime on top of that too. So it's long and dense on top of it. It's hard to just like soak
Right.
it in, dude.
But there's a continuation of that storyline that was like 2021 animation that somehow just like slipped past me. And I put it on the other day. And admittedly, I put it on and I was tired. I don't know why I was tired. I was just like beat. And so I was like, I'm putting this on Netflix because we were playing Gundam Evolution. And I was just like, I got to tap out. I'm tired. And so I'm like, I'm going to put on something Gundam. Bring up Netflix. Put on this Gundam thing. I'm like, this animation is crisp. This animation is like chef's kiss levels of like.
You put that label on there. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I hear you. I hear
So,
you.
and
Maybe
apparently
like
there's a part 2. So I was in the PSN party a little bit before recording, and I was talking to Oni Noir X, and he was saying that, yeah, so the movie that's on there that has good animation, because I knew it wasn't Iron Blooded Orphans, because like I know that apparently that's really good, so I was like, I'm just putting on something to fall asleep to, Gundam related. Screw it. Put that on. Fell asleep. But apparently that is a movie that is getting a part 2 in the near future. So I'm like, I might just pick up there, and then I might watch this anime on Crunchyroll, the like newest season of Gundam, and like pick up from in like the modern era with like Gundam Evolution as my springboard into all of this.
I get that too. It may have to be like our cyberpunk in a way, like for me, like to watch it every week or so and just come back and talk about it on the show, because I feel like I need to get into this. And that game you just pitched to me, man, it sounds absolutely glorious.
And
Definitely
it's free
something
to
like
play on like everything.
see what I mean? Like you keep saying stuff like this, and like it sounds awesome out loud. So I gotta check it out. I gotta check it out. I do. Whew,
Right.
that sounds good.
So, sticking on the free-to-play awesome shooter video game train, Fortnite. Chapter 4 has launched. And they just casually dropped Unreal Engine 5.1 and like overhauled the graphics of this game.
What
Like,
the fuck?
so,
Are you serious?
yeah, like just to flex. It's like Unreal Engine 5 is great and all, but you know what we have? Unreal Engine 5.1, because Epic literally makes Unreal Engine. They're like, we're using Nanite, we're using Lumen. They're like global illumination systems, like all of these things that are like just like hardcore awesome tools for game developers are being like, Fortnite is the test ground for that because they
It
can
seems like.
right, and it's awesome for me as somebody who plays Fortnite consistently. Like I got the Doom Marine from the new season. That's how far in I am to this season of Fortnite. So they Geralt from The Witcher is in this season. Deku's gonna show up later in the season. Maybe All Might. So
And we all know like DC and Marvel's already part. They got their own fucking comic book attached to them too. So yeah, wow.
Yeah. So like I've been playing as Raven this season because I got Spider-Gwen at the end of last season, but I'm playing like I have Punk Rock Raven from a few seasons ago. And
okay.
So I was playing as just straight up Raven from the Teen Titans.
That's boss, dude. Like, what do you like Fortnite or not? Like, that's impressive, dude.
I don't understand. Like, I feel like Fortnite got written off as like a kids thing a while ago, and like most serious gamers won't even think twice about just no, I'm not playing Fortnite. But every legitimate concern that I've heard from anybody about the game is something they have addressed directly in the game. People like, I don't like the building. Okay, zero build. I don't like third person. All right, we've had first person, right? Or like, just like the movement sucks. Like completely overhaul the movement. The graphics suck. Completely overhaul the graphics. Like
they get it every fucking time, dude. Like,
they're like, Apex is coming out and it has this ping system that's really innovative for Battle Royale. It'd be fucking crazy if next week we had a ping system just as good. It's like, I don't like the fact that I die, I'm immediately out. Oh, well, if you're in squads, you got reboot cards. So the same way they had in Apex. Like, and Call of Duty, the Gulag, like...
Just shut the fuck and give us your money. Just stop talking. Give us your money. Stop complaining. Just play the damn game. That's all you gotta do. That's it.
And it's a good that's the thing. It is the most mechanically sound shooter I am playing on a regular basis.
Dude, like again, like the quirkiness to it, like the cartooniness to it, not really my cup of tea. It's not really like for me, and like I fully respect that. But like again, the mechanics.
I can show you some Batman shit in that game that would get you to play that game. I have some dope ass Batman shit in that game.
That's going to show you. That's in my way. I can't wait. You gotta send it to me. That sounds awesome. But it's seamless. It's fluid. The mechanics are great. Like the system of shooting is on point. Like the people who play this game, they are as extreme as a League of Legends fan. They are hard pressed about this game, dude. Like I don't get like why the haters hate it so much. I don't. It's
like
ego. It has
all
ego.
the kid Fortnite dance classes and all the like.
Get over it. It's a culture. Get over it, man.
Yeah, but I mean, like, the thing is, when my group of friends, because all of my friends have written it off, like, they hear me, arguing about, like, the lore is here, like, the tech is here, like, the collabs that I can be Kratos, like, I can just go down this list of people that I can be in rapid succession. Darth Vader, fucking Spider-Man.
Rick Sanchez.
I don't have Rick.
But you can't play him. You can't play as him.
Right.
That is an option, yeah.
But I'm thinking of just like my personal, like I can be a xenomorph.
Yeah.
I can be the Predator. I can be like John Cena's in the fucking game. LeBron James is in the goddamn game.
And it doesn't look stupid. It doesn't look quirky. That's the thing too. Like again, like for me, it is cartoony. But like it's not bad cartooning. It's like this is
it's plastic. Like I heard somebody describe it as plastic. Like
that's the best way to
they
put it.
can mold it into anything they want and like have this coherent like action figures work well together like for kids like from completely different shows because they are both inherently plastic at the core of it. So that is how I describe Fortnite's art style. Because, like, yeah, it did kind of have, like... And, I mean, it still has its own characters and its own storylines and its own lore. And, like, all of those different things that it has on its own. But then it introduces, it's like... Name any Star Wars character that you like. You
like
can play
any of them.
Right.
There you go.
My Kylo Ren is like anytime anything Star Wars is going on. If I'm picking up a lightsaber, I'm doing it as Kylo Ren. I got The Mandalorian. Like, just because why the hell not? And
What's that one game? The Pug? Pugz? Is that the game?
PUBG. Player
PUBG.
Unknown's Battlegrounds.
That's it. I've heard more people play that game, which is clunky, which is laggy, which is like it's on every platform, but like it's not as intuitive as say some of the other games. And like I think Fortnite, like as is, it's a better game than that game, but that game still has like a big legion of fans.
Well, yeah, I mean, all the battle royales that you still hear about have like massive audiences. So we got Fortnite, we got PUBG, we got Call of Duty Warzone, we got Apex Legends.
Right.
And I mean, then you got like the weird stuff like Fall Guys, like that, because that's technically a battle royale. But
right.
Like,
talk about cartooning.
Hey man, Fall Guys is awesome.
I know someone said it's bad, but talk about cartooning. That's the cartoon.
Yeah. Fall Guys is just like they're Devolver Digital, like on 10. Like I know they've been bought by Epic, but like when they were coming out, they were published by Devolver, and like it was like, yeah, apparently if you leave Fall Guys alone together for too long, they'll just start to eat each other, and like.
All right. All right. There you go. That's a little cannibalism. Who doesn't like that in video games? Bones and all, everybody. Go check it out. It just came out. It's a movie about cannibalism. You don't know what I'm talking about. You're like, next story.
Well, I mean, The Last of Us, I watched the trailer for the HBO Last of Us, and there's a whole story arc in there about cannibalism, and like, so it's based on The Road. I don't know if you've ever read the book The Road.
And they made a movie with Viggo Mortensen, I believe, also, right?
I have no idea. You just went like way. You're like,
I'm almost certain. Like I think Viggo Mortensen was in a movie about. I think it's on Netflix right now. I could be wrong, but yeah, they adapted it into a film as well.
Okay, well, yeah. So The Last of Us, when they're like their big inspiration for The Last of Us Part 1, it was The Road. So the whole part in that about cannibalism that is mirrored over into The Last of Us.
All right, a little dark.
Last of Us is extremely dark. I don't know.
Dude, I had to watch the first 45 minutes of that game. It's like, okay, well.
You got to watch the HBO show. That's going to be a week-to-week table cheese staple. It's going to be the Last of Us show because I know you can watch your HBO shows, and the Last of Us is going to be top fucking tier. Everything they have shown, every set photo, every like character poster, every 2 seconds out of like a 15-second TV spot of just like we're gonna show Pedro Pascal like scowling.
That guy, he can kill it, dude. Like he kills like anything he's a part of. Like I don't really care for the Mandalorian, the show itself, but like he inside of it, A+. So yeah. I
still really like the Mandalorian. I saw that we're getting another season like early next year, and I'm like, let's go.
Whatever. Well, you can take it easy. Hey, I love Mandalorian. I know.
I wanted to get a Mandalorian helmet. Like that.
Before that show came out, I wanted to get the Mandalorian show came out. I was like, okay, dude, man. Thank you. On my body. I do not like that show. Maybe I'll change my mind. I want the first episode. Like, this is not for me. This is not at all for me. It's too Star Wars. And then, like, the Mandalorian is not exactly Star Wars. And, like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
All right. So just
Earth season 2 got better.
I don't know. I liked it throughout.
You're like, I got nothing to say, man. I love this show. I love it.
It was awesome. Like when they were like the Fortnite season turned over and they're like, oh yeah, the Mandalorian's in the battle pass. And like you get him early on and you get like the Beskar plates as you like progress through the battle pass. And it's like, yeah, this shit's fucking awesome. And the Mandalorian, like the whole season theme was like hunters, and like so he was just an NPC on the map that would blast your ass in like 0 seconds.
Makes sense. I don't know. Maybe I'll watch the third episode. I only give it 3 episodes to watch the show. I didn't watch the third one. Maybe I'll go back and watch the third episode. I do have Disney Plus now, but I gotta watch Andor first. I gotta watch at least the first episode of Andor. Then I'll watch Mandalorian.
Let me know. I'll watch Andor with you.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, I voted She-Hulk on your poll.
Did you watch She-Hulk?
I was like, She-Hulk's fun. I was like, out of all of these, like, I don't have, like, I know Andor is apparently the thing right now, but for me, it was just like, yeah, She-Hulk is the most fun out of all the Marvel shows.
Everyone keeps telling me, yeah.
So, that's all
I remember
one,
except for, like, for fanboy haters. Like, I haven't heard one negative thing about She-Hulk. Like, not one.
Right.
Like, everyone tells me, like, this show is fun. I don't even like the show that much, but I think it's a fun show to watch. Like, not one person had one negative thing to say about the show for one, except for of course the misogynistic haters. But yeah, it's a good. Well, I keep hearing it's a good show.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Like, I've enjoyed pretty much all the Marvel shows week to week, but She-Hulk has been. Have you done the Marvel special presentations? There are only two: Werewolf by Night and the Guardians.
I haven't seen Guardians. I wasn't a big fan of that first movie. I haven't watched the second one.
Oh, well, and I guess this one takes place between the second one and the third one.
Is it?
Yeah,
well,
because
again,
like there are like revelations in the holiday special that are like that will definitely be plot points in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which we got the trailer for. Was awesome.
I did see Adam Warlock in the trailer. I saw like what he looked like, and my goodness, they made that guy look gorgeous, just like he does in the comic book. They made Adam Warlock absolutely gorgeous. It's the same dude from what the fuck is he from? The goofy looking guy from that road trip movie with Jason Sudeikis and Jennifer Aniston. British guy, I believe. But yeah,
isn't everybody British? I keep finding out people are British, like out of nowhere. Like John Boyega was just like what?
Like a pretty good.
Wait, what?
Henry Cavill, like British. The fuck? What? Yeah, that threw me for a loop when I first heard about that.
I don't want to start up Europe beef, but like,
change the lane, guys. Oh man, what is the next trailer? You said you watched a few trailers too, didn't you?
Trying to think.
Yeah, I know we watched that East and West trailer. I know I watched the East and West trailer. It's
the Evil West.
Evil West.
That's actually yeah. So, Evil West. There are a lot of games coming out right now for very specific audiences. If you like Dead Space and you like survival horror, Callisto Protocol's right there.
I just saw that.
If you're a fucking huge weeb dork like me, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion is right there. It's like all these lanes are.
Yeah.
If you like XCOM or Mario, Mario Rabbit Sparks of Hope just dropped and is apparently good. And like,
don't forget about Scorn. Don't forget like the Tool fans. The fans, if you're a fan of Tool and Hellraiser, go check out some Scorn. That game will give you some nightmares for sure.
Everything I've heard about Scorn is that it's too vague and obtuse. Like, I could see a game like that, if executed better than it's executed, bringing a lot of people into gaming. But
gross fan service. It's fan service for that niche audience. That's what that
but
is.
like you can't even enjoy all of it because it's like you'll put your gross penis hand into like some gross vagina wall hole, and then you'll hear something off in the distance open, and then you just got to go find it. So
I don't know how this game got greenlit. I do not know how this game got greenlit.
Xbox Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass is like, fuck it, we'll subsidize whatever. Like, put it on Game Pass? Hell yeah, here's some money.
Oh, just get Maynard Keenan to talk about it a few times. It'll be fine. Don't worry. Those of you who don't know, Maynard Keenan is the lead singer of Perfect Circle and Tool. So yeah, he'll talk about it for sure.
I still need you to send me your goddamn music, D. You keep thinking I'm forgetting, and I have not forgotten at any point in time.
I sent it to you. They're not put in a share folder. Did not work. I gotta figure it out. I mean, I'll give you like an old school flash drive. Go from there.
I probably have a flash drive within arm's reach, but there's a lot of shit within arm's reach. So
right.
But yeah,
like, there are a lot of games coming out like at the end of the year, or this year in general for all these genres. Evil West is no different. Like it has like its own type of like mixed bag of genres.
Right. It seems like Evil West is like if you were really into games in that late Xbox 360, PS3 era, like
agreed.
If you were there, like this game is for you. And so
like like a mix of Heavenly Sword and like Devil May Cry 4 put together. Yeah. With a little bit of Red Dead Redemption inside of it.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, the Western aesthetic isn't necessarily for me, like, and the game that I want from that era, I'm getting. So
Yeah.
I'm like, look, if this is for you, like, definitely more power to you. It's just, for me, it's like, maybe it'll be free on PlayStation Plus at some point and I'll check it out, but it's definitely nowhere near the top of the priority list.
No, it didn't get you at all, man. Like,
it's like cool. I'm not going to say it's not cool.
It caught me. Like, as soon as I saw like, I was doing like my weekly podcast. I saw Evil West. Like, what the fuck is Evil West? And I go saw the trailer. Like, okay, this looks like BioShock Aftershock, but like it reminds me of that, like a lot of that. And
right, and you're just listing like pillars of like a certain era of gaming.
Yeah,
like every game that you've dropped has just been like, that was that era, man. Like, and I got shit that I love from that era, but like,
you don't think this captures that? Like this?
It does. Like, it totally does. But the thing is West is in the title. I can't think of a game that I've played with West. Like, Red Dead Redemption 2 I was like, look, man, maybe I'll be here for this cowboy shit, but nah, I'm more about that space cowboy shit.
Agreed. I'll give you that.
So yeah, for me, it's just not, like, I'm sure if this game was coming out with nothing around it, or like it was a quieter release period, but no, it's like, I got Crisis Core, then I gotta beat Crisis Core before January, mid-January, when Rise is gonna come out and inevitably eat my life, and then there's Final Fantasy 14 sprinkled in throughout all this, Gundam Evolution, Overwatch, like...
I feel like when or if I get my console, it's going to be a red box type of event where I just get some games, play it for a couple of days. I'm going to be beating these bad boys. I think just maybe playing get like reviews on the show afterwards.
There's this thing we call PlayStation Game Pass, and what it is I set your console as my primary console, and you just get to play what the fuck ever. Like,
that may be the old go-to. When I had my PS3, that was definitely my one too. Like, the way a lot of us have Netflix and Hulu and all the different places, like mine was PlayStation. I would just keep that bad boy on lock, get all the games every single month, and just go at it. So, like, I hear you there completely. That may be my go-to. That may be like the thing I got to do.
Like, if you get a PS4, straight up, your PS4 will be my primary PS4, and you can name any number of games.
We gotta rack up some trophies. I do miss my old handle.
I got some easy platinums in there. I got some, like, Spider-Man's a really attainable platinum. Both Spider-Mans.
My kids will love that. My kids will go crazy for that game. Definitely, they love the Batman Arkham series, all of them, and they will go nuts for the.
Yeah, I think series. I have the entire Arkham series too. Just I got the My Hero games. Got like. Yeah,
that's what I do. Maybe I'll go to a pawn shop and just buy a PS4 and have that be that. I don't want to go like hardcore.
I'd recommend try for a Pro, because the base PS4s, if you see a PS4 with the trapezoid design, that motherfucker has been in service for too long. All of those,
gotcha.
Every single person I know with a trapezoid PS4 that used it and gamed on it, that fucker is dead.
Gotcha. Noted.
I know that the Pro is also a trapezoid, but I'm talking about the angular, like, glossy front plate, matte, like, with the line down the middle, like, launch day PS4, like...
you can hear like that in his voice. Like, if you see this bad boy, you know what he's talking about.
When I say PS4, the image that pops into people's heads of that system, that if you know somebody with one of those that's working, tweet at me, because I gotta see what is going. Like, what are you doing?
I will say another pause in the conversation. Like, it's the same topic, but I will say the red rings and like the red buttons of death did take me out of consoles for a while too. Like seeing that happen on the constant took me out of buying new games. Like having them like get broken as soon as you buy it, was not a sell for me. And
Hardware
that happened to me like 3
fails.
times.
Like
It,
hardware
understandable. Understandable. But like when you buy your games consoles after you haven't bought a game console for a while, and then like 2 of them in a row crash on you, and you got to eat that. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling.
I mean, I kind of had that with the Wii U, but I don't know. My PlayStation has held up, but both my base PS4 and my PS4 Pro are like dead. But I take good care of my PS5.
Well, until you don't, we'll see what happens. Like whoever, like next.
Oh yeah, no PS5 Pro, PS6, whatever. This motherfucker's getting unplugged and thrown on the shelf.
So we like held like your windows open.
It served its time. Like 2 years in, like I've had it since launch day. 2 years of almost every single day, like of me playing Elden Ring, of me playing God of War, of me playing Final Fantasy. Like
I'm waiting for the days though, like when you get yourself a glass container and put all your consoles inside of it, and put like a picture of you holding your favorite game from that console in front of that console. I feel like it's gonna be a good time for you, Anton. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I could. The only thing I don't have is the glass box.
So you get that glass box, make it your console shrine. I'm here for that.
I mean,
I
like the
tours.
Blackwood bookshelf kind of flow.
Is that your go-to? Yeah. Not full-on glass with a spinning pedestal underneath it. That's not your go-to.
See, I thought about doing that for Amiibos at one point in time.
Ooh, that sounds nice, actually. Yeah, I can get in on that, man.
But at the same time, glass gets fingerprinty, like my matte wood does, and like it's just...
And you got a dog. You got dog nose prints all over it.
Right. I got 2 dogs. There's a lot of...
Oh, you 2? I know you had 2. Oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
That's double.
So, yeah, a large portion of my existence is dog fur.
I know that life. Well, I knew that life. I get it. I just grabbed a mask out of my bag because I was in the courthouse today, and dog hair all over it. So, like, I get the life of dog hair. It doesn't go away. It never does.
Right. So, on to this next story, because we're about halfway through.
We're getting there. Like, pace yourself, guys. We're almost done.
Xbox first-party games are going to $70 next year. So Redfall, Starfield, and Forza are the 3 that they've talked about. And
what are they doing?
I mean, PlayStation did it, and like if you calculate the $60 that you were paying for PS3 games and account for inflation, if you just straight up put that number into a calculator of $59.99, not accounting for tax, not accounting for any of that shit, that same $59.99 is like $75 in right now money. So, and like games cost more to develop, like because PlayStation started doing it, and I'm like, all right, fine, you can have $10 extra for these games. Like, I have slowed down on like my first party like intake, but at the same time, it's like it makes perfect sense that games. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're accounting, if the games are taking longer and more money across the board to develop than they did this time 2 years into the PS4 generation, and even drastically more radically than 2 years into the PS3 generation. Like, if you just think about how much more it takes to put out a 4K image over a 720p image, like, it's just like these costs of developing these games are adding up, and like if it weren't for people like Embracer Group, the middle has dissolved multiple times. It's like either the super small indies or the biggest of big AAAs, and like that middle ground that like a lot of games that my most anticipated game right now is Crisis Core Reunion, which is a remaster of the fucking PSP game. Like, that is middleware as swimming in sevens. Like, that is as middle of the road as you're going to get. But we would not have this if game prices stayed stagnant for more than 2 generations.
All right. I hear you. I respect what you're saying, and I agree with some of it, but they're gonna have to start catering to their base more often than not. $70 when like I wouldn't say a majority are kids playing the games, but like you get like working class people buying games, $7 a pop. There's gonna have to be some change, man. Like they're just
No,
gonna
I
have to be
mean
like
people are paying it because like honestly, like gaming is a luxury hobby. And so like if you are all in the way that like people like me are all in, like and
don't
it's just like facts and numbers that like I can't argue with. Like sure, I'd love for my games to still be $60, but also every time I've spent $70 on a game, it's been worth it.
I don't see it being substantial. I just don't. Like I know there are numbers and there are facts out there. I know there's like a big amount of people who do buy games on a regular when the price is like
Gaming is
60.
up.
They kept
Like
buying. I know.
PlayStation 5 games have been $70 since the like Demon Souls was $70 from the launch, and gaming is up.
Hard to wrap my head around it. It just really is. It's hard to wrap my head around all of it. It just sounds like the console itself is like close to $500 a pop.
Right,
For
but
the
honestly, when the launch November 2013, when the PS4 launched, the PS4 for $400, it was literally more expensive in that time money than $500 is in 2022 dollars.
I remember. I remember hearing about this like a couple years ago. Yeah. Like
Yeah, and I mean, like it's not just video games that are dealing with
They-
this.
they
Like
don't-
gas is way more expensive than it was in 2013. Groceries are way more expensive than they were in 2013. Like
If we're gonna go politics on this, also like the recession is also coming. Like there's more and more layoffs, especially in the tech industry right now. And like having all that
gaming
happen,
traditionally has been immune to recessions because people like if you're gonna invest in something, right?
it's something you can escape from. Yeah,
Right.
I got
if
it.
you buy
I
a
get it.
PS5 and you buy Skyrim if you buy a PS5 and you buy Elden Ring, you know that you are going to get the next 200 hours of amazing blasted straight into your eye holes when the world around you sucks.
you sure you know in marketing? That's not your forte. I want to see what happens. Like, if we can do a nerd bet about this, I'll do a nerd bet. I think this is going to crap on itself. I do. But you know what? I've been wrong before, but I will take a nerd bet. This time next year, let's see what happens. Like next 2023.
My prediction is 2023, like compared to 2022 in gaming, is going to be more profitable. Console sales are going to be up. Software sales are going to be up. Like accessory sales are going to be up. Because like 2021 to 2022 has had a small dip, but it's still bigger than like if you compare like because 2020 and 2021 were insane. Everybody bought.
They were at home buying games. They were buying Animal Crossing, like
right? Animal Crossing and the Switch and just all that shit. Like people were like at home and doing the like and buying games like crazy. And so from 2021 to 2022 there was a drop, but 2022 is still bigger than 2020, which is bigger than 2019, which is bigger than 2018. So like. It's just exponential growth at this point. So, like, I have a feeling with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Final Fantasy 16, like Star Wars Jedi Survivor, Monster Hunter Rise coming to everything. I think starting January 1st, 2023, every single month, because, like, I listen to some podcasts that report NPD numbers, and, like, I am willing to bet the entire calendar year will be up over 2022 in 2023, and shit's just going to keep getting more expensive.
All right, bet. I bet. I got you. It's interesting to see what goes. I may not be as immersed in it as most people. I still think Nintendo probably like got like the best footing in all of this again. But
Nintendo's going to have to hit the reset button like last year. Nintendo has to do something because the Switch has been around for so long, and like for me, Switch was
that's
my
what you're
Monster
getting at.
Hunter machine. Like we need a new gen. We need the Switch 2. We need the
That's what
Super
you're saying.
Switch.
Yeah.
The Switch Pro. They gotta do. And then that's the thing, when they hit that reset button and do this next generation, it has to be backwards compatible with the Switch.
Yeah,
and then everybody who has a Switch is going to get another Switch at that point. Like that, because they did it with the Lite. A bunch of people who already had Switches bought Switch Lites, and then more people like ended up buying the original Switch and the Switch Lite. And then they did it again with the OLED. It's just none of these are more powerful.
And now they have like a full competitor, which is like the Steam Deck. Like they have like a real competitor now.
They don't care about the Steam Deck. I guarantee Nintendo is still sitting on their war chest from the Wii and DS days, not even vaguely considering the Steam Deck. Yeah, the Steam Deck hasn't sold. When Nintendo starts to consider you is when you've sold over 13 million units. The Steam Deck has not sold 13 million. Yeah, the worst selling Nintendo console period was, well, outside of the Visual Boy, which was a whole, but like
you don't really count those,
right? But the GameCube was 13 million. The Wii U was 14 million. Like, and those are their lowest performing consoles. The Wii and DS are both well over 100 million.
I gotta get Steam Deck. They gotta get some competitors. Got to.
They have PlayStation and Xbox just out here. Like the Steam Deck is not going to be the thing to make Nintendo. Like it would take. I don't even know what it would take, because like.
So you don't think you so like it's been a few months. You still have a Steam Deck. Like you still were raving about the prices of Xbox going up. That PlayStation already put their prices up. That Nintendo needs to bring out a new console. You think after all this talk that we just had, all like the history we just seen happen, that Steam Deck still isn't a big competitor for all these consoles?
No, it's not gonna sell. Like,
gotcha.
PlayStation sell like super crazy, so like, but it's playing in a different ballpark than all of these others. In the same way, Nintendo's playing in a different ballpark. Like but like. Xbox and PlayStation are directly competing in the exact same ballpark. Nintendo's off on its own doing its own thing. Steam is off on its own doing its own thing. Like, Steam doesn't have to rely on the success of their hardware because they make... Gabe Newell is a billionaire because of Steam. Like, every PC game, for the most part, is sold through Steam. Like...
Yeah.
Like, since Half-Life 2, PC gaming, like, if you are going to play a video game on a computer of any sort, you are playing it through Steam. Like, Epic Game Store tried to compete, couldn't compete. Like, GOG tries to... Well, GOG's kind of in a different lane. But, like, Steam is so... Like, Steam is bigger than PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo combined. And it has, like... almost everything Xbox has. It's getting almost everything PlayStation has. There's just... Like, the only thing it doesn't have is Nintendo games. And, like, everything third-party. Because, like, even when, like, people like EA try and, like, not be on Steam and do their own thing, guess what? EA's like, we're not selling any of our games on Steam. And then it's like, fuck, we are not making the type of money we were making when we were selling our games on Steam.
Gotcha. So, like, it's like a trinket to them. Right? Yeah, no, I get you.
So, yeah, like, the Steam Deck is a cool piece of tech that, like, for enthusiasts, it's, like, another way for me to play these games. Like, we're talking about Legacy of Kain. They have... Legacy of Kain Defiance, Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver, and Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver 2. And these are just on Steam, like, here to pick up and play. And they're $7.
It has the potential to be great, but it hasn't gotten to that point.
I mean, it's great. Like, for most...
I mean, as is, it's great, but like in the
comparative,
in the standing of all the other games, like it's not in comparison like the great in that level. I hear you. I hear you.
Like if you look at the Steam Deck in its own lane that it is in, It is the best because there are other handhelds that like can run
Right.
Steam and whatever. Like it is the best one of those. But one of those, even if you take every variation of a handheld PC and combine them, are not doing a single Nintendo system, are not doing a single Xbox system, are not doing a single PlayStation system. Like if you compare the millions of sales between every home console,
We're having a money talk conversation, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, I get it.
That's where the thing lies of like, I had a Steam library. There were games that I wanted to play on Steam with a controller. Like my setup isn't conductive to PC gaming necessarily because I am more of a console gamer. But this is putting PC gaming in more of a console package. And so it just works for me. And like a lot of times I'm not like really deep diving into stuff on my Steam Deck. It's more for testing stuff out, playing a little chunk or bit of whatever here or there, testing out demos, like stuff like that. Versus my PlayStation is where I will spend $70 on God of War Ragnarok, play like 40 hours of God of War Ragnarok, roll credits, like care about my trophies. Like I'm not doing any of that shit on Steam Deck. Like I care about my Vampire Survivor achievements, but there are rumors afoot because it came to Xbox. There are rumors afoot of it coming to PlayStation. If it comes to PlayStation, best believe. Like, let me see. I have 9.1 hours played in Vampire Survivors on Steam Deck. I'll have 9.1 hours played on PlayStation in the first week.
Gotta give it time. So that's not like what we're talking about now. Also, is that this Steam Deck is a wait and see kind of project. Like it could be like the potential to be a competitor with these other consoles, but as of right now,
it's never gonna try and be that because they know like what it would take to do that, and they could do it. It's just they can also just sit back and do nothing and make billions of dollars.
Yeah. But like they got like a proprietary device of their own that you can also play games on. I get you.
All right.
No, I get it.
So I wanted to shout out a local producer, so-and-so, SONSO. He's been dropping a bunch of just like singles on YouTube recently, and they have been really awesome, just like put on while I'm playing something music.
Nice.
And so I just wanted to shout him out because I was making the notes and I was literally listening to his music. So I was like,
dedicated to you, man. It's a good vibe episode. All thanks to you. Right on. I gotta check your Guessing Me a link.
Yeah, I have it in my YouTube. If you go to the music channel, if you go in the music channel in our Discord, I've posted like 3 of his videos because he's been uploading like almost daily lately.
And we'll definitely put it in the show notes for sure.
Okay, so this one you sent my way earlier on in the week. Troy Baker wants to direct or act in a Daredevil game.
Good God, yes. Like in like thinking about that, it would be the same kind of vibe that you get from Nolan North playing Drake in the Uncharted games, and I feel like Baker will bring that same kind of energy to Matt Murdock. And whether he's directing it, whether he's like playing Matt Murdock, honestly, first and foremost, we do need like a Matt Murdock, Nightwing-esque Batman kind of Marvel game. Like it needs to happen. Like it should have happened a long time ago. Like having like his different kind of sonars and abilities, have him change like personas from Matt Murdock lawyer to Daredevil. Like this, I feel like this game should have came out like a little bit after the Arkham game started like the fizzle out. And it hasn't happened yet.
Well,
and
the thing is, I don't want them to rush on Daredevil because I have a feeling that the way people feel about Daredevil as a character, Daredevil has huge potential for a game.
Yeah,
like
agreed.
Because, like Spider-Man, you're not Peter Parker a whole lot. You're not Miles a whole lot in the Spider-Man games. You're not Bruce Wayne a whole lot in the Batman games.
You're not.
Matt Murdock, like, I heard somebody say Ace Attorney, like Persona style game where it's like you have like daytime it's one thing and then nighttime is another thing. Daytime, have that be like Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, kind of like courtroom drama objection,
Right.
like over the top with that. And then at night have Daredevil be like, you could do an Arkham style like free flowing combat, or you could even do something like more creative with it. It could be like a real time strategy of like using echolocation and like there is just so much there in that nugget of an idea for a game and the potential. I don't want somebody to just shit out a Daredevil game and then taint like the power of the potential. Like Spider-Man is a amazing ass Spider-Man game for it being a Spider-Man game. The Arkham games are amazing ass Batman games for being Batman games. Guardians of the Galaxy is a great Guardians of the Galaxy game. So, and I know, like, I'm expecting the Black Panther game from EA to be a good Black Panther game. Like, I'm expecting the future output of Marvel games. Like, Marvel Snap is crack. Like,
I'm at almost 750 on my collection level right now. So like, no idea.
I
Like,
fell off for like a week. Jalen overtook me, and it's like, I'm gonna come back, but I am not gonna be back in force with this game. Like, they're gonna have to
I'm beating you both. It feels good.
You're beating us both combined.
Wow, that's all right. I'll take it. I do have like 3 ideas, like 3 games, like that can be inspiration for this Daredevil game, and like I've been meaning to post this on my TikTok. I haven't had a chance to, but it's taking elements of Metal Gear Solid, taking elements of Splinter Cell, and taking elements of Hitman. Taking elements of those 3 games and putting like, or maybe Prince of Persia also, if you want to do a fortress out there, and putting those 4-time mechanics inside of a game and making a Daredevil game. So that would be the best way to go about it. He's rubbing his eyes. I mean, something.
Because the Metal Gear Solid, like, in my opinion, there's this game, I think it's called Medium, that is like inspired by Metal Gear Solid, but like, and then like like Hitman, modern Hitman, and like if you wanted to do Prince of Persia, thinking about modern Assassin's Creed, because yeah, Daredevil.
I guess modern Assassin's Creed would be a better analogy for it. Yeah, I feel that. I feel Assassin's Creed more than Prince of Persia for sure. I can feel that.
Because like Prince of Persia is like,
it's vast. It has like a lot of different elements you can grab from. You know?
Yeah, but they took Prince of Persia and turned it into Assassin's Creed and kept iterating on the stuff that Prince of Persia started and just expanded on, because Assassin's Creed was way more popular than brain just died. Game Prince of Persia. Assassin's Creed is way more like popular and like valuable. Yeah. Than like it's been going longer than Prince of Persia.
Right, it has its own movie also. Like its own movie like spun out like more games.
There's going to be more. There's like a Netflix collaboration with Assassin's Creed coming up. So
they've been talking about it for like 3 years now, but like it has been talked about. It's
happening first half of 2023. We're not going to make it to E3 without whatever the Netflix Assassin's Creed thing is being out.
Gotcha. But like the Assassin's Creed idea, like the having, is it Ubisoft that does it? I think Ubisoft does Assassin's Creed, right? Like I say give it to them. Like Marvel, talk to Ubisoft about a Daredevil game. Just make it happen. Like I would take a Daredevil game from Ubisoft. I would. I really would. I wouldn't even complain about it. Just have them go full reign at it and just go nuts, and I will be there for it.
Man, Assassin's Creed Black Flag's always a good time. Like if you just
man, dude. Like when you do something right, like why not just like let them keep on doing it? Like I know I said before, like on a different post, like if I wanted to see a She-Hulk game being made, like get Santa Monica, like to do it.
They would. That'd be really good.
It would be. It would be great. But like I hear what you know. Like they probably wouldn't do it. Like maybe not. Like my hopeful fantasy mind would love to see it happen.
Yeah, but I'd even take a Santa Monica Daredevil game. Like, I'd take whatever the hell Santa Monica wants to give me.
Okay, I'll give me. Oh, that's fair. Very, very fair.
So, the last game that I have on the list that I want to talk about, they dropped a dev diary today on it, Project L from Riot Games. They're 2D tag fighter based on League of Legends. That is like, they have FGC vets, they have fighting game development vets, they just have like, if you had money the way Riot has money to throw at a project, like the way Arcane came out and was like huge, the way Valorant came out and was huge, this is going to be that for the fighting game community.
Sounds like history in the making when you talk about it. Yeah,
we have a big next couple of years coming up because we got Street Fighter 6, we got Tekken 8, we got Mortal Kombat, or whatever the next NetherRealm game is.
I was about to rattle them off too. You beat me too.
There is the potential out there that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 remastered, like that is a game that I want to speak into existence. Because MVC 2, like that, they'd put that shit out for $25 and it would sell millions.
I would get it. I don't have a fucking console. I would fucking buy it. So no, I hear you. Like that would be I know I said like God of War maybe get back in the console, but like if there were a new Marvel Capcom game out, dude.
Well, no, because there's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite out there, and you don't want Monster Hunter is in that game, and I don't want to play that game.
Damn, dude, good God, all right.
But what I will always take is Marvel vs. Capcom 2 remastered, because like now we're at the point, yeah. Just like port that game up. We have all these Capcom fighting collections that are just like packages of a bunch of old fighting games, and it's like here, like you might have to, like before, to play Darkstalkers, you had to emulate whatever, like an arcade cabinet in Fightcade and like play like and now it's just a executable on my PS5 that I open up, and it has like .emu, Digital Extremes, I want to say. Like there are a few like game preservation companies that have been like they've been doing it for old Capcom games, and they've been doing it for old Disney games. Because we got like the Aladdin Lion King, and we got the Disney Afternoon Collection with like Chip and Dale, and like
the DuckTales game too, I believe as well. Yep.
So like there have been these companies working and bringing, like they're even bringing back old Konami games with like the Castlevania collections and like the TMNT collections. So
that's been hot lately too. Yeah.
Right. So all we need, they've been doing it with old Disney stuff. Marvel. They've been doing it with old Capcom stuff. Capcom.
You hyping yourself up, Anton.
I'm speaking this motherfucker into existence. Like, we can roll back the tape to Table Cheese 14, where Anton called it that they're Marvel vs. Capcom 2 remaster. Like, I have a feeling we'll get that within the next 2 years.
I mean, I can hear that. I can see that like in fruition, and like adding some newer Marvel characters into it. I wouldn't even say
don't touch it. Do not change it at all. Just that game, straight up. Give me that game, straight up.
You gotta put some DLC characters inside of it, like otherwise.
Because then they'll have to do more development work, and they'll have to go in and change the code of the game, and that'll break shit. Like, going in and doing stuff like that, unless you're completely remaking the game from the ground up, which they don't need to do, that's a lot of work. I understand, like, that would be ideal, but that is a shit ton of work. And like fighting games, especially like something as like heralded as MVC2, the fact that people will just straight up play that game as is right now on old hardware, like just bring it to modern hardware just like it is. Like, we don't need you going in and doing anything. You can put a wrapper around it that has like concept art, because like the Capcom Fighting Collection has the manual for every game in English and Japanese were available. It has like concept art. It has like character art for every character. Like, put all of that stuff. Like, the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 art book is like nuts. Like, so just put like high res scans of that in there. Like,
I don't know.
Do not change it.
I don't think Disney or Capcom will go for that part. But I hear you.
Well, no,
I hear what
both
you're
of
saying.
them have done it. That's the thing.
Have they?
The Capcom Fighting Collection is because they did it with the Street Fighter 30th anniversary. They did it with the Capcom Fighting Collection. Like all the Mega Man collections. All of these things have like a wrapper around them of like, yeah, you can go in and we have all these games and you can play all these games, but there's also like all this extra shit that it was like, well, we opened up the folder on our computer that said Pocket Fighter DX, and we had this ROM, so we're going to throw that in there. And we had all these wallpapers, so we're going to throw those in there. And we had the soundtrack file, so we're going to throw that in there. Like,
when has Marvel like let some of that happen? When has Marvel like let you do some extra stuff on their games?
well,
late.
I haven't played any of the Disney more modern, like any of the modern collections. I've played the Capcom like collections and stuff, but like I didn't. Like, I guess if they did Monsters, Inc., because the Monsters, Inc. licensed game on Game Boy Color, like, I have some nostalgia for that. But, like, I don't necessarily have nostalgia for Chippendale Rescue Rangers or the DuckTales game. Like, I didn't really play, or the Aladdin game, or the Lion King game.
They were hard, man. They were hard as hell.
Yeah, and I mean, old games typically are hard, but they have like save states and all that shit on top of that. So
I guess now they do, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure that Disney has had them do it like that for their games, but I know that pretty much all these other retro collections, like because they could just do the Marvel versus or Street Fighter versus Marvel collection. And it could be X-Men versus Street Fighter. It could be Marvel versus Capcom 1, 2, and 3. They could they could put that entire series of games into a collection and sell it and like put a wrapper around it the way they've done with all the other Capcom collections. And then put all that bonus content. Like there's an Atari one right now, like the Atari 50th anniversary collection. And that collection, sure, there's a trillion ways to play Pong or Space Invaders or whatever the hell you were playing on Atari. But like it's the wrapper around it that has like developer interviews that were like, this is like a tape of somebody like when they were working on this game 50 years ago. Like, and they just have like all of this stuff of like sketches of level designs for Atari games and stuff like that. Just all included in this package. And like, if you have nostalgia for that stuff, like from what I've heard, it's like, yeah, like people who are nostalgic for Atari and who are like into gaming, you probably have 8 billion ways to emulate the entire Atari library at any given second easily. Like
if Marvel doesn't let you go ham on their property like that, I would say it can be a go. If they don't, then like I would say don't even like think about trying to bring this out. Like if you can't, like if Marvel doesn't want to let you go ham on their property, which they are very weird about. Like I don't.
Well, no,
I don't see
this is just bring back these old games. This isn't because you don't necessarily need. You could get like developer interviews with the people at Capcom who worked on it.
Okay.
But not. You probably wouldn't get people from Disney like interviewing from 20 years ago. Like you're probably not going to get that kind of stuff. But,
gotcha.
And I'd be happy if they just put Marvel vs. Capcom 2 as by itself as a ROM that I could, just put it like on Steam. Let me download it on my Steam Deck. Put it on PlayStation. Let me download it on my PlayStation. Put it on Switch. Like, I mean, this is like what was that, Dreamcast game?
Mm-hmm.
So like, it can definitely run on Switch. Like, I'll take it as bone stock, like flat out. It's not even. It's just a port, like, or you could put it within this wrapper that Capcom has been liking to do, like with
You heard it here first, 2024. Anton saying that they're remaking a Capcom, Marvel Capcom 2.
Not remaking.
Like remastered.
Re-releasing somehow. Putting it on modern platforms.
we may see it. We may see it.
It might be in Street Fighter 6. I have a theory about that. Like
that'll be interesting.
Because there are arcade cabinets that you can sit down in online in Street Fighter 6 and play old Capcom games. And so
that'd be a little bit different. Yeah. That'd be like a Easter egg for the fans, like to get themselves attached to it. Yeah, that'd be something to talk about too, fan wise. I think that would be something to look into if that was the case. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, people wouldn't shut up about that shit for sure.
All right. Well, yeah. So Project L, supposedly going to be free to play because Riot games have all been all of Riot's competitive multiplayer games have been free to play. So League of Legends and Valorant are both free to play. They're like, there's this one that's League of Legends spinoff, something about the Ruined King. But that's not free to play. But that's like a single player story, like kind of spinoff thing. But like
This would be a 2D fighting game. So like it could possibly be.
It is a 2v2 tag based fighting game. So like apparently a couple years ago at first it was just going to be a 1v1 fighter. Now it seems like they're going to have a tag system like from Marvel vs. Capcom, like from Skullgirls, like from Tekken Tag, like Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, like any of these tag based games. Like it looks like Project L, like it'll be interesting to see because we keep just getting like these 6-minute videos here and there of Project L. Once they start marketing Project L, it's going to be crazy. Like once people in the community, because it looks like they only have like 5 characters done, and I think they're going to have a lot more to drop. Like they're probably going to have like at least a roster of 15 to 20 to start off with. Or, I mean, they could really start small with like 8. I don't know. It's Riot. They have way too much money. So.
For games, for sure.
So. That'll be interesting to watch. I just recommend everybody watch the newest developer video. They showcase a new character. They really starting to get into the mechanics of the game. And like how tagging and comboing are going to be working. And of course the game just still looks great. Whatever arcade cabinet setup they have in the back with just PS4s hooked up to it, I would like one of those. It looks really cool. It's just like an arcade cabinet with a fight stick on it that's just a PS4 loaded up with fighting games. Like they have it blurred out, but it's straight up Tekken 7 on one of them.
Is it glass?
Huh?
Is it glass?
No, like on the screen was just a PS4 menu hovering over Tekken 7. And like, so they have like blurred out what's on the screen, but it's like, I know what that is.
That's nice. I like that.
Yeah.
That's like a gamer dream right there, man. That's cool.
I mean, we got the arcade cabinet scrolling behind us on Table Cheese, and like it's a fighting game going on at least one of them. So,
like, it's always fun talking games, because like you take me back to a time where games were my life. You like hear stuff like what you just described there, man. 20-something-year-old me would like oh, I hear about stuff like. I'm still excited now, but man. Like the gamers of today, you guys, like having the time, the resources, the ability just to go at a game like this.
All right. Well, do you got one more thing before we wrap? This is the longest episode of Table Cheese.
No kids interrupting. That's the reason why. There you go. My last thing is 2023 is almost over. It is December.
2022.
I think 2023 is almost over?
Yeah.
2022 is almost over. Like aging the years. And it's almost over. Just, do what you can with what you have. Watch all the shows. People try to hit up those cool like holiday parties as much as you can, and just do you to your fullest. That's all I can say to you. Do you to your fullest, and just like be your best self.
Okay. Well, until next time, you can follow me around the internet, ChessyControllerPodcast.com. I'm still on Twitter. I'm going down with the ship at this point, at Anton Sixxx with 3X's. D, where can people find you?
You can also find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, Discord. You can find me all the different places.
Yeah. It just cut out. So whatever you said after Discord.
I also decided to go down with the ship. Can you make me out now? Am I coming in through? Like, I decided to go down the ship with Twitter. Like, I took a poll. Everyone said, like, hey, D, it's like, just stay on. Just, like, have fun. And, like, I listened to the people. I wanted to leave. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to dip out because, like, people saying the N-word and whatnot. But you know what? I'm here for you guys. Putting the positivity out there. Talk about all your nerd stuff. And I'm going down like Anton said, going down with the ship. So, check me out. Check Anton Sixxx out. Check out Chessy Controller. Check out every episode of FTO Podcast. Like, it's always a good time on all these programs. Enjoy the rest of your week.
All right. Until next time, keep it cheesy.
And take it easy.
Hey guys, D here of FTO Nerd Talk. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, tell your friends about FTO Nerd Talk. Got a lot of different shows for all of you. Make sure you tune in every week for a brand new episode. Take it easy.